trying to watch my laptop to see if I'm actually live or not. You can hear my dog in there, I hope. Let's see here. Nope, that still says waiting. Ah, okay. There we go. We actually are live. So, I've got some extra things to do tonight. We were going to just do a hot dog eating competition as I shoot off some fireworks, but crazy things happen. So we're doing it a little bit differently. I'm coming down with something. I don't know what it is, but I'm a good American man. I am not going to let a little sickness take away my 4th of July celebration. What I'm going to do is eat too many hot dogs to the point where I throw up. Then I am going to watch Miracle, the story of the 1980-81 U.S. Olympic hockey team, and pretend that if I tried hard enough, I could have been one of those athletes. But before we do that, we just made some awesome pet food. So this is a blend of chicken, turkey, rice, peas, carrots, and a few supplements that we put in there as well. We're going to feed it to my dog live. He's going to be extremely excited about this. So I'm going to get this out of the way. Pour this in his bowl. It's got a little bit of dog food left in it. And he's not terribly hungry because he's already eaten today. But he's a 200-pound behemoth. So he's going to eat this pretty quick. Come on, big boy. Let's get this right where people can see, kind of. Right in there. He will chew right through that. This is Brutus. He is my 200-pound African Mastiff and my favorite dog of all time. For those of you who've seen a bunch of the home processing ones, he's my boy. He's with me here all the time. He's a little bit of a fatty. Doesn't mind if I touch him. I can take his bowl away. I can do whatever I want to this dog, and he's not going to growl or get too mad at me. If anyone else did that, that would be a real problem. That dog has an attitude. Mark Madison, happy 4th. We are getting ready. I'm going to get some good sleep in tonight, go to bed early. I've got an early tea time in the morning, going over to the girlfriend's parents' house later, and we're going to watch fireworks and have a good time. Speaking of fireworks, for those of you who have followed us for a while, you'll know that I've failed a few times on hot dog eating challenges. I am not Joey Chestnut. I'm not Kobayashi. I am a very small little girl when it comes to eating a lot of hot dogs. For whatever reason, I just can't do it. But I'm going to try it again tonight, mostly for your guys' amusement. And, oh, you might be hearing me through my laptop. Let me turn that off real quick. And because this is the 4th of July, I'm going to shoot some fireworks as I'm trying to break my record, which I think is only 5 hot dogs in 5 minutes. It's not very impressive. It's really not that good. But we'll see. This is what we've decided we're going to do for the 4th of July, and I'm going to give it my all. All right, buddy. Did you get everything? Yeah. There's just peas left in there. Apparently he's not an enormous fan of green peas. But come on, let's get you inside. What's this? What's this? Hey, what's this? Bruce, what's this? Come on, good boy, go inside. All right, so here's what I've got. I have 10 hot dogs just in case something goes insane and I'm able to eat more than I usually do. I've also got one special one in here. You guys might think I'm absolutely crazy, but peanut butter and jelly on a hot dog is delicious. If you've never done it, I highly recommend you give it a shot because there is something absolutely delicious about it. Most of the rest have just ketchup. A few of them are nothing on them at all. These are hot dogs I made. They have our all-American hot dog seasoning, and it is a absolutely great representation of what a hot dog is. These are about 70% beef and 40% pork. The pork I'm mostly adding just for the pork fat. It does make it better when we're adding pork fat to any sausage. And a hot dog is a sausage. These aren't ground up like you would do with a normal hot dog. If we're making hot dogs commercially, we're going to use something like a bowl chopper or an emulsifier. We want that meat completely broken down so that when we go to cook it and form it and those proteins start to bind together, we have a really, really loose connection between them. Hot dogs should kind of fall apart. These are a lot stiffer than your normal hot dogs. So I'm going to use that as an excuse, a pre-made excuse, to not make it seem so embarrassing when I fail miserably. We are gonna get this done fairly quickly here. It's 7:05. I'll probably start my hot dog eating challenge at 7:10, so just in a couple of minutes. As always, we've got some good American Miller Lite. We've got a few inexpensive Roman candles that we'll shoot off as we're eating these, just because. I'm not really sure. One of the things we started earlier this week on our Instagram channel is every day we're trying to post a new meat fact or meat hack designed for home processors to try and help them out. So the new one comes out tomorrow at some point. It's been a lot of fun to make. Recently on Walton's YouTube channels and more specifically our Instagram channel, I've had a lot of opportunity to do some more like creative stuff, more informative, and I've been enjoying that. So I thought I'd try and post one thing every day for the entire month to see how that goes. Who do we have here? We've also got Jacob Hill. Yeah, 10 is not going to happen. It's just not. At 5, I think, is the over-under. And honestly, I'd have to choose the under. I'm not, like I said, I'm not feeling great. I've got some excuses built in. These are denser hot dogs than I would normally eat, or than anyone would normally eat, and got something going on. My head's a little stuffed up, and I think I'm running a low-grade fever, but all of that's got to be gone by tomorrow 7:30 tea time, so hopefully eat these hot dogs and get it out of the way. I'm sure beer helps. Like, that's got to be a panacea or a cure-all. But we made these. We use cellulose casings. So cellulose casing is technically a vegetarian casing. It is made from the leftovers of processing some vegetables. They are a skinless product, so we don't eat the casing. We peel them. In fact, we just pop them out. You can go to our Instagram channel today and you can see me just pushing one straight out of the casing. They pop out almost like zits. You just push one end and it goes shooting out the other. It really is nice to eat a skinless hot dog. I've made them before with sheepskin. It's not as good. You still get that kind of bite with the sheepskin. With these, obviously, without any type of casing whatsoever, they have a really nice lack of any type of bite. So I bought the cheapest buns that I could possibly find, hoping that the cheaper the bun, the less dense the bun. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not, but we will see. I would like to see what you guys all think I'm going to do. Like I said, the over-under, in my opinion, is 5 or 4. I've got 5 minutes. I will, for some reason, in my mind, how this would look, is I would have Roman candles shooting cross behind me as I was doing this. But I tested that out, and that didn't work too well. One, they kind of go all over the place, and I've got a bunch of pine trees over here. And 2, Roman candles only last about like 30 seconds. So we're just going to light them, hold them out as I go to eat them to add a little bit of challenge. And no matter what happens, this will get eaten. This is the peanut butter and jelly hot dog. I know it sounds disgusting. Julia says 3.5, so that's an under. That's a strong under, and I respect it. But there's something about peanut butter and jelly and a hot dog that works really well together. It might sound disgusting. That better, I thought there was a new one saying 13. Okay, good. Because there's no chance that I'm getting 13. I have 10 dogs here. The most I think I'm going to possibly get is 6. If I get 6, I will be extremely pleased with this. And we were supposed to do this at Walton's, the location out there, but as it turns out, we are right in the flight path of one of the smaller airports, and we couldn't do anything with fireworks whatsoever. And we found that out after we already posted that I would be doing something with fireworks, so we decided to just do it at my house. Benefit of that is you got to see Brutus snack on some of that awesome pet food we made. We're not technically promoting this yet. We've got some more testing to do before we make it official, but I ground up an entire chicken using my 22 Walton's grinder with the one-shot attachment. And we're definitely going to do some more testing before we tell other people that you can do it. But man, that one-shot ground right through those leg bones. Normally when I do grinding leg bones, there's that ball joint left over behind the blade. It just spins. It doesn't have enough pressure to push it through. But that one-shot ground up literally everything. I had one tiny little sliver left behind, in between the two plates, but everything else went right through it. So hopefully, we're not saying this yet, but hopefully if you're looking for a grinder that will grind chicken bones for your pet food, the Walton's 22 with the 22 one-shot should be a really good option for you. And again, that's not official. We're not saying that for sure, but that's just grape jelly from Welch's. I think it's Welch's. Yeah. So Jacob, the peanut butter will be the last thing I eat. I'll probably actually do that after I'm done trying to eat however many hot dogs I can in 5 minutes. And I've got my phone here that we'll just run a timer on to see where it is. The weird thing is I eat an absolute ton, but speed eating doesn't seem to be my thing. His belly's built for distance, not sprints. All right, we are at 7:11. I said I would do it right around 7:10, so I think we're getting ready. Let's see how this goes. I don't have high hopes, but I promise to do my best. I'm going to try and beat Julius Abrams 3.5. In 5 minutes, I should be able to do 3.5. That shouldn't be too hard at all. We've got a really cool podcast coming out tomorrow. Yes, I do want to talk about that. We've got a guy that we teamed up with about 1.5 years ago. His name's Jed Conklin. He has a thing he's doing called Field to Feast. We sent him some equipment, and his thing was he wanted to take really high-end chefs. Hopefully a lot of you know who David White is, and run them through the process of where their wild game comes from. So he's taking chefs who are high-end chefs and bringing them out into the field, having them harvest an animal, and then cook meals with that. Really, really interesting. His sizzle reel is available right now. If you look up Jed Conklin or Field to Feast on YouTube, it'll come up. It's going to be released on August 6th at First Light, the hunting clothing company, First Light. It's going to be released on their YouTube channel. We'll also have a bunch of reels that we're going to release on our YouTube channels, or all of our social media channels. So hopefully that'll get you guys pumped for it, because it looks awesome. Whoever their cameraman was did a phenomenal job. Looks absolutely great. But all right, here we go. One more comment. 3.5 shouldn't be a problem. I say at least 5, 1 per minute. Right. 1 per minute doesn't sound like a lot until you're the one doing it. First thing I probably should do is take this nicotine lozenge out of my mouth. That's probably not going to help anything. We're going to slam the rest of this beer, and then we'll get going. All right. That was because I'm a middle-aged American man. We're at 7:15. I'm going to light this candle, I think. Let's try that again. All right. And hit start and go. My name is getting a little. 30 seconds in, almost one down. God, I'm terrible at this. Alright, we're gonna throw some of the peanut butter and jelly one down now. See if that helps us out at all. Because I'm well behind pace. I am at a minute 30 per hot dog. I suck at this. A bite of that. A bite of one with nothing on it. Swallow. God, it's hard to make yourself swallow. We're at 2 minutes and I'm at maybe 2 hot dogs. Probably not. Smaller bites. Smaller bites. The jelly helps more than anything else. My jaw is getting tired. This is insane. I should have put jelly on all these. That's way better. With 3:30. Oh. This is god awful. This is complete torture. Why am I so bad at this? Hopefully Tex is not here. I'm at 4:30. 3 hot dogs is what I'm going to get. That is embarrassing. I am an absolute failure of a hot dog eater. Now, the good news is I am only off by 54 from the world record of number of hot dogs eaten in 5 minutes. That's absolutely insane. For those of you who know about the hot dog eating contest, which I assume if you watch our channel, you're interested in stuff like that. Joey Chestnut ate 57 hot dogs in 5 minutes. I have no idea how that's even remotely possible. My jaw is unreal sore. That hurt terribly. But yeah, no, if I had to do that again, I would say pretty much use jelly on all of them. They were way better and easier to eat than the ones with. Here comes some burps. Than the ones with ketchup or the ones with nothing. Now, like I said, couple inbuilt excuses. One, these are pretty substantial hot dogs. This is a 28 millimeter cellulose casing, and it's like 70% beef. The rest of it's pork and dense. Just very, very dense. Now, you could have given me the cheapest, most water, whatever hot dogs of all time. I still wouldn't have done much better than that. Apparently, I'm just not a speed eater. We might need to do this again with pizza at some point because I feel like I can eat a ton of pizza. Jacob Hill says that's the most American thing you've ever done. I don't know if he was talking about when I stopped to drink a beer, but we try to do American things. We are very much an American company. We love this country, and we're going to have a great time celebrating the 4th tomorrow. We should have some some good social media content over the next couple of days celebrating the creation of this amazing country that we all live in that allows us to have places like this and jobs as sometimes ridiculous as mine, where we see how many hot dogs I can eat in 5 minutes and fail miserably and not really face any consequences from it, thank God. But let me know, what are you guys doing tomorrow for the 4th? Like I said, I've got a 7:30 tea time, which hopefully whatever this low grade fever I have breaks by then. And then I'm going over to my girlfriend's house, or girlfriend's parents' house. We're going to watch fireworks, have a good time. I'm lucky enough where that enormous dog you guys saw earlier does not care about them. We actually usually sit right out here, and I've got neighbors there and there that duel. So one will go for about 4 or 5 minutes, and he'll just shoot off a ridiculous amount of fireworks and industrial grade because we live in Kansas, and for a certain amount of time, from July, I think 1st through the 5th, pretty much everything's legal down here. And then the other one will respond, and they go back and forth and back and forth, and it's awesome. And he'll just watch them. And every once in a while, he'll look at me like, "Is this okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." And he's chill. But yeah, what are you guys doing tomorrow for July 4th? Hopefully something not just celebrating the country, but also spending some time with family, because that's a huge portion of this holiday. Like, you shouldn't be spending it alone if you can avoid that. How do I make pulled pork? So pulled pork's it's not difficult to make. It just takes a long time. One of our meat facts that's coming out this weekend will be about pulled pork and how to properly defrost it. I like to put it in a smoker, a vertical smoker, if I can find one, 220 or 240 to 255 degrees until the internal temperature is like 205. I don't think you need to go a lot hotter than that. For those of you that don't know, pulled pork is generally made out of pork butt or pork or picnic shoulder. We're going to cook it way hotter than we normally cook other pork items. What we're trying to do there is melt all the fat and break down all the collagen, basically. We want it to just be to the point where we can use our hands and just pull it apart. So it should be really, really soft at the end. Soft's not the right word. It's the best I can come up with at the moment. And then I like to inject it first. And I like to inject it with something with sodium phosphate. Sodium phosphate is going to change the pH of the meat, and that's going to let it hold on to a little bit more water. It's just going to make it an easier separation, a little bit more tender. And then as soon as I pull it, I hit it with another good amount of whatever rub I used on the outside. I hit it with another good amount of that. And generally, people tend to like the pulled pork. I make Austin Walton, my co-host on all the podcasts and a bunch of other things, is a way bigger pulled pork guy than I am. Now, one of the things we've kind of played around with is sous videing it. So we'll cook it to the internal temperature is about like 140, and then we'll vacuum pack it and throw it in a sous vide circulator, and we'll set that water to about 230, or no, what is the hottest sous vide we'll get? 212, whatever. Top it out, basically just before the water boils. We'll leave it in there for however many hours we want. The problem with that is if you try to do it overnight, almost any sous vide cooker you're going to use, that water is going to evaporate out, and your sous vide cooker will probably stall out. So you just have to pay attention to that. Got my batch of Jus jerky seasoning. Oh, Julius, yes. That is the seasoning. In 2 years from now, excuse me, we're no longer going to be talking about Walton's Bold being the best-selling Walton seasoning. We are going to be talking about that peppery au jus jerky seasoning. It is the best jerky I've ever made. We spent a couple of years, Dylan, Walton, and I, trying to figure out how to make a nice tender, really tender jerky, and we chose the Bold. And then we started looking at ingredients of things like, like Jack Links or whatever you're buying at the store, No Man's Land. And what we liked about that jerky is it was shelf stable, right? Because it's in a vacuum bag and it's sitting just near the counter. But it's still super tender. Like you can pull it apart. And when we were making jerky, just like you guys at home, if we wanted it to be shelf stable, it'd have to have an extremely low water content. So it would get a little bit leathery, not leathery, that's too much, but it would be tough. So we started investigating or looking into their ingredients, and the number one thing we found is they add a ton of sugar, right? So sugar binds with water molecules and makes it unavailable for microbial growth. So that sugar grabs the water and says, nothing else can grow on this, I've got this water molecule. But that water is still in the jerky, so it's really nice and tender, but it's never going to grow mold, it's never going to grow bacteria, it's perfectly safe. The downside of that is we've then taken something like jerky that's supposed to be a nice healthy snack or treat, and instead we've made it basically a junk food. The peppery au jus jerky, well, we haven't played around with tender, trying to make a tender version of that. From a taste perspective, I would put that against the Bold tender jerky any day of the week, and it has the added benefit of being still that nice healthy snack for you. Sorry, I get super excited about the peppery au jus. That thing is gonna absolutely kill it. Once people start getting their hands on it, especially some of our commercial processors, once they start making that and they get the feedback from our customers, that one's gonna go absolutely ballistic. I can't wait. That, and in my opinion, the rustic French onion bratwurst. So 2 of our new seasonings are Mac Attack and rustic French onion. I think the Mac Attack initially because of the novelty of the idea of having a mac and cheese bratwurst. I think that is going to start selling more, but eventually the rustic French onion will overtake it. The only way I can explain it is about 5 years ago, we brought in a Philly cheesesteak bratwurst, and initially it didn't sell all that great. It took about a year for people to kind of find it and discover it and realize how good of a seasoning it was, and now it's one of our top-selling bratwursts. I think the same thing will happen with rustic French onion. We also have Major Maple is a new breakfast sausage seasoning of ours that absolutely, if you like a sweet pork sausage, that is going to take off. It's got some pancake flavor to it as well, some butter flavor, and then obviously a maple flavor. So if you like a sweeter breakfast, you're going to love the Major Maple. It is absolutely excellent. I was told $225 for 3 hours. Oh, and 6 wrapped. That, depending on the thickness of your pork butt and the humidity inside your smoker, that might not be enough. 9 hours should cover you on most pork butts, but it's not always going to. What we want when we're pulling our pork butt off a smoker is basically you want to pick it up and you want to see a really good wobble on that top fat cap. If you want to pick it up and it's going to go. In general, you want to be able to drop it from about chest high to about table height, so just like maybe a foot and a half, and you want it to split to the point where you can just reach in and grab that bone and pull it right out. And the bone shouldn't really have much left on it when you pull it out. Um, that's the reason we cook it so high is we want it to be um, all that collagen, all that connective tissue that's in the pork butt, because there's a lot of it. We want that gone. It's melted. It no longer exists. Ooh, scheduled to work is 16 tomorrow. Ron, what do you do? Hopefully, if you're doing a 16 tomorrow, you're doing something important at least, like a paramedic, firefighter, cop, something that's keeping the rest of the people safe. So that is my, well, that is one of the conciliatory beers I will have tonight to make myself feel better about failing so terribly yet again on a hot dog eating competition. Austin is going to love hearing this. Steel mill. Okay. Well, hey, listen, when I was trying to build, well, not really. When we were trying to build the new Walton's location, that was a major problem for us was availability of steel. So you are doing important work there. We appreciate that. Helping keep the economy running. Also, I say this during every live stream, but if anyone's in Wichita, Kansas, and they're looking for a very nice modern house, I know you can't see much of it from back here. Casa de Tremblay is for sale, and I would very much like to get rid of this thing. We've got a beautiful bass pond in the back. We've got nice largemouth in there, a ton of crappie. We've got ridiculous sized grass carp. Like I don't even know what the biggest is. We've got some catfish, some bullhead. I hate those things. So, if you're in Wichita and you're looking for a house in the $650,000 range, I want to get rid of this thing. So, give it a look up. Double time and a half, yep, that does help. When they pay you more for doing more, that's a helpful thing for sure. What you won't be doing it, Ron, but everybody else, like, what is your go-to outdoor game on July 4th or any event like this where you're going to be outside barbecuing? Mine is bocce ball. I love playing bocce while I'm drinking beers. It's an easy thing to do. Anyone can play it, and I grew up with it. But I'd be curious to hear, like, lawn darts aren't really a thing anymore. I feel like cornhole's kind of faded out a little bit. But yeah, bocce. It's so much fun, and it's so simple, and like you can play with your grandma. Everybody loves it. Ladder toss was another one that we used to play a lot. Oh, excuse me, as kids, but I haven't really played that much outside of the odd competition here and there. Oh, even though it was only three hot dogs, three and a half. It was four hot dogs. Okay. Well, I did get that fourth one eventually down, so I'm still only taking three and a half. We had an over/under bet both on social media and at Walton's, and I tried to tell everybody, I'm like, you need to take the under. I'm gonna do the best I can, but it won't be good. Domino's is a great one. For those of you in the Northeast, there's a bunch of great card games that I used to love, but euchre, when we would sit around in a backyard for a barbecue or an event, a day where everybody had off, we would play a ton of euchre. Frisbee and football tossing, those are always good. I've never played ultimate frisbee. I feel like I would be terrible at it though. I do not have good aim. It's amazing that I'm not good at golf, but it's amazing that I'm even okay at golf with how bad my like hand-eye coordination is. Every sport I ever played or was good at, football and lacrosse, it was only because I could hit people. Like we had a rule in lacrosse. I was a defenseman, and the rule was don't pass Tremblay the ball because I'm not going to catch it, and we're just going to cause issues. So they would take great pains to not give me the ball. Yet I was still all conference or something in high school. I don't know if it was all state. So you were right on the 3.5. You were. That was a good guess. That was a good guess. And like I'm not a tall guy. I'm only 5'8" ish, but I'm a bigger guy. You would think that I could be able to eat a lot of those. And I eat a ton of like pizza, all that stuff. But for some reason, hot dogs, they are the bane of my eating existence. And yes, fair enough. I appreciate that. They are larger than the store bought ones, but more than anything else, I think it's the density. However, the last time we did this, we also did it with store bought ones, and I still failed terribly. So I just think I think I'm better at eating than I actually am. All right, we're gonna get Brutus out here, and we're gonna let him eat one of these hot dogs. Come on, big boy. Come on. Keep your nose down. Do not grab those off the plate. All right. Come here. Say hi to the people. Hey. Right there. Look up here. Hey. You want some? No, he's uninterested. Paul. Paul. This dog eats like a prince. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so Ron, I tried that the last time we did it. I tried dipping the buns, and in my opinion, that made it worse, not better. Like this obviously didn't go well, but it didn't go any worse than when I tried dipping the buns in water first. Paw? Can I get the other paw? Can I get the other paw? Can I get the other paw? No. One of the things I've been really enjoying recently around Walton's is we've got small little toads about this big making their way into the building constantly. So every day, numerous people will come over and be like, hey, I found another one. And we're just taking them outside and letting them go. But there are so many toads around where we are. Come here. Can you sit? Sit. Paul. Good boy. All right, guys. Listen, thanks for joining my epic failure yet again. Hopefully, you guys have a great 4th of July. Remember this. Come here. One more. One more. This is the greatest country on earth. There is no question about that in my mind. Hopefully, there's not any question about it in your guys' mind. Take some time to appreciate where we get to live. Take some time to get to appreciate the people who created this country and have kept it free all these years. So I will be back in touch with you guys. I've got a live stream coming up Monday night. It's a process stream. So we will be doing some sort of actual sausage making or jerky making, something like that. I'll post something on Meatgistics in the next couple of days asking what you guys want me to make on Monday. And then hopefully I'll see you guys there on Monday night at Walton's YouTube channel. Mark, yes, it was a failure. I'm glad you got to enjoy that. We'll see you guys.